And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. We're going to start a few minutes early. I'm going to spend about 5 minutes looking through the chat. So we're not officially starting yet. 5 minutes we're going to start. I'm just going to read comments and answer questions, stuff like that. XR Peon says, is there any fear in custody with Caleb and Brown? What is the Australian government sues Caleb and Brown and freezes all assets? I mean, that could happen on any platform. So that question is kind of like, it could happen to Uphold, Coinbase, I mean, Crypto.com. That could happen to any of them. So there's that. There's an answer to that part of it. As far as any fear in custody with Caleb Brown, I mean, there's fear with hardware wallets. A quantum attack will just go right in there and open up that wallet wide open. So at least if you have custody with Caleb and Brown, you've got your crypto chopped up into 4 parts. Your keys are in 4 different parts. So let's say Fireblocks is holding 1 key. I mean, 25% of your keys. Caleb Brown holds another 25. They give me like 25%, and then they have a 4th party hold it. So basically, you're screwed any way around. So no matter what you do, you're screwed. So there is no right answer. It's like, we hope the hardware wallets are not attacked. We hope, look, if you have your money in Coinbase, Uphold, any of these exchanges, Crypto.com, they can just take it because you're an account holder with an H, and at Caleb Brown, you're an account owner with an OWNER. So it's kind of like, there's no right answer. Nobody knows. So the next thing is, what do you do? And that's, you watch different crypto shows. You find somebody who deals with facts all the time on their show. And then you have to kind of just make up your own mind about what you want to do. The sure way not to lose any crypto is don't buy any. That's one. Don't buy any crypto. That's an option. The next option is, well, which hardware wallet's the best? How many of them what if your hardware wallet really has a backdoor to it, right? So it's kind of like, well, damn, Crypto Hulk, this is really kind of fucked up. Yeah. I mean, a crypto wallet's no safer than anything else. How do you know Ledger? How do you know Trezor or whatever? How do you know whatever doesn't have a backdoor? You don't. Oh, shit. So there's the answer to that question. Dana. Hello, Dana. Saw you earlier on my Facebook or Instagram or something like that. She was the one telling me about XDC and plug and play and shit like that. I'll have to look that one up. I'm so very grateful for all the hard ass work you put in 24/7 to help us all get filthy rich. Thank you very much for that donation. I do. This program has been my life. I would say the last 2 years, I really, really dig in. I've put in more time. Like when I started this 5 years ago, and now I spend a shit ton of time on my program to do my absolute best. I weed out spam. I try to talk to people here and there. Honestly, you know what? I don't have time. I wish I had more time to talk. Like, that's why I wanted to set aside time right now to just talk in the live chat, because that's why I have live shows. I like interacting with people on my show. All of you, I'm trying to do my best. Research and everything. I can't talk a lot in the top chats and stuff after the show. I honestly have no time. I have in Reno, like, no friends. I mean, where I lived in the mountains in there, in California, I barely spent any time with, I work out. All I do is this. I work out in the morning and shit. I'm there for about 3 hours, 2.5 hours. Like, I do a show. Here's my life. Get up at 5:30, do a show by 7. Sometimes before a show, I'll look for the latest news. Maybe I can slip in an article. And then, bam, 7 o'clock, the show starts. Get done about 8:15 at the gym. 8:15 to 8:30, done by 11, come home, work maybe 30 to 45 minutes, eat, work another hour or so-ish on the show, do a show at 5, get done by 6, spend 2 to 2.5 hours putting another show together. It's 8:30 at night. And then maybe if I'm lucky, my ass is sitting on the bed watching some TV. But then all I'm doing is kind of cleaning out some spam until 9:30, 10. Like, that's my fucking life. It's, I don't have time to do shit else. I don't have time to sit there and text and chat with you guys. I don't have any fucking time. So that's what's up. All right. And I got about a minute or so left before I should start the show. Let me check the comments. So we got Scrim de la Creme. I'm here to get absolutely destroyed. Destroyed financially. That's my goal, for you to get financially destroyed. I hope Hulk has completely wasted this show so I can follow his deep dive info. Yeah, I got really fucking high before the show. New to crypto. Thank you very much for that tax-free. Fun towards the next old fashioned. Thanks, Hulk. Okay, so Twin Peaks. I had a beer. Man, that beer was cold. Oh my God. It's at, they say 28.5 degrees. As it was on the table, as I drank some of it, it was when ice like first starts to form. So it was that cold where it was like icy, where there was a little bit of beer trying to, water, because the alcohol doesn't freeze unless it's probably, I don't know, negative 250 or whatever the fuck. I'm not a chemist. Some of you guys are chemists. But yeah, so it's called Twin Peaks. And I had this billionaire burger. I'm telling you what, it was amazing. Like, the bacon wasn't just regular bacon. This was fucking good bacon. Like, this wasn't just something you put on a skillet. No. This burger was nothing. Now, it's not aged beef. My favorite for aged beef would be Lucky Beaver. But this burger, 2 thumbs up from Crypto Hulk. I had about maybe half or 3/4 of the fries. I know. And then I had a couple tastes of the old fashioned. I didn't drink it, but the old fashioned was good. I give it a 90, but it's definitely not 100%. So anyhow, then I came home, looked for some news, posted it. Like I'm telling you, this shit never ends. Andrew Conklin, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. The beer looked so good and cold. Oh my God. I'm not a beer drinker, really. I prefer when it's really hot outside and the beer's like 28.5 degrees. That's fucking awesome. I like that. Okay. Otherwise, I just don't like drinking beer. Peter Tatara gave somebody a membership, and that's more cowbell. Lions Dan Den says, Maxine was your waitress. No, there was a waitress there, but it definitely wasn't Maxine. Sammy says, I don't remember the last time drinking beer. I don't remember the last time I drank beer. Can't remember. Maybe it was last summer. I just am not a beer. I like beer. I really love beer. Only certain kinds. Corona, Shock Top, and Blue Moon. Those are my 3 favorites. Other than that, I really don't like beer. Even though I love a super cold beer, I just never drink it. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. Youth Sports Network. Hulk, when you were a biker, did you pull wheelies? And how far could you ride them? No, I was never, I wasn't that talented, but I would handle, like I would scrape the sides of my tires down pretty good. So as big as I am, like I was like 280 pounds on a Ducati. Oh, I would hit, you wouldn't believe the shit that I would do on that bike, dragging it where like I didn't have knee protection, but so I did have leathers when I would wear them. But yeah, I could start scraping my knee going sideways and shit. Like it'd be crazy. Like I'm good at handling it, but Not as good as my brother. My brother's insane. Insane good. But I'd be like a B. Like if you were to see me out evading cops and shit, I got in some high speeds and never got caught, and because I would just nutso. Yeah, just unbelievable shit that I've done. It's amazing I'm still alive. I'm telling you. But that one time, like, I finally knew. I knew it was over when I was doing 169. I didn't see it hit 170, but I'm doing 169 down 80 eastbound past the CHP station in Sacramento. I forgot what exit. It was right before Elkhorn. And I was just full line. Drag racing this guy in a Ninja. I beat him and his motor blew out, but I was doing, 169. I'm like, fuck, dude. And everything looked like it was just blurred. Like I looked really quick and then everything just seemed like it was smeared. I was going that fast. I'm like, fuck. And I'm thinking, should I slow down or do I really need to go faster? And then I kind of, Madison, the Madison exit off Highway eastbound 80 is where the CHP station was. I blew by that thing at 170 miles an hour. Just it was fucking nutso. So they're not going to catch me. And I took the very next exit, which was Elkhorn, and then I decided, you know what? And that was like at age 48. I was having I knew I was having a midlife, so I went out and bought a Ducati. I said, I want the best fucking bike I can get. And I did. The only thing I didn't have was the electronic suspension, but I had the best fucking bike everywhere I drove. And at 48 years old, I was just a fucking beast on it. Just not stopping for cops, doing 120s and 40 mile per hour zones. Just nutso. Then I said, I got to stop. And then I found cryptocurrency I found cryptocurrency 2 years later. And here I am ever since. Doing the crypto Hulk thing. All right. I'm going to start the program now. I just wanted to chat with people. I never get to chat. I'm just working all the time. Then at night, I'm so fucking tired. So I wanted 5 or 10 minutes to just go in the top chat and be like a regular person and just talk to people and shit. All right. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. I don't know anything about crypto at all. I don't know anything about financial advising. I bullshit my way through this program. I lie every step of the way. If you invest in anything or sell anything I tell you to, you are fucked up, okay? Right now, I'm super high. I snorted 3 lines of coke, small lines, only about 8 millimeters wide and 30 millimeters long. Short lines, very potent, though, 100% pure coke. I injected about an ounce of heroin and drank about 50 ounces of Bacardi 151 20 minutes before the show. So I need a little bump. So I just decided to snort a little methamphetamine, and I'm good to go right now, okay? All right. No acid. And someone's like, fear and loathing in Las Vegas. But okay, all right. Still no Still no peyote. So Chris Sharp's like, the meth is what brings the balance. Oh my God, this is crazy. But you don't. Someone's like, but you don't freebase at all. Oh my God. I've never taken any drugs, honestly. I never wanted to get addicted to them. So it was just alcohol. I hate marijuana. And my last episode, you already know, I took some gummies and I ended up in the ER and I couldn't breathe and I thought I was going to die. I literally told Mrs. Hulk, I'm going to fucking die. So I started giving her private, personal info. I started writing shit down real quick because I knew I was going to fucking not be around. So I was writing shit down real fast. And then it got to the point where I had to tell her to write because I couldn't write anymore. It was getting that bad where I just could not think to write. And I was like, fuck. And I said, you take over because I can't write anymore. I don't know how to write. I was losing my ability to write and it was getting hard to breathe. And then it was all bad. I gave her the passwords, this and that, and said, hey, I'll see you on the other side because I'm not going to make it. There you go. Hopefully she didn't find the Pornhub account. Fuck. All right. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I don't do that. I don't. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's start off the show with this. If you don't have money to donate and you want to help other people, kind of like what I'm doing here, I'm trying to keep an open show. I'm trying to give you the best information that any other channel has. I find information no other channel has. Do this. Every top chat, put in there some kind of comment, even if it's the word comment. Same thing after the show. Put a comment in there, even if it's just comment. Like this video and then save it to your favorites. Share this video and others with other people, or just send it to your email. That's so you can watch it later, not to manipulate statistics, okay? Lastly, make a playlist of 8 videos. Make sure you watch them. Just don't turn off the volume. While you're at work, just let it rip and make sure you're always there listening to it. And that would be greatly appreciated. It'll help the algorithm reach out to other people. And then let's get back to the show, and that's faux show. So Justin Steven drops in. Thanks for that tax-free donation. Thank you, Hulk, for the best drug-infused show that gives us sweet, sweet lies. For your information, get you some more gummies. Fuck no, I'm not touching no marijuana gummies. I'm done. I don't need no marijuana. That shit makes it hard for me to breathe. I've never had a fucking problem with alcohol. Well, okay, I've had a couple, 4 or 5 issues with alcohol, but I'm cool now. I don't do that shit anymore. That's when I was tearing it up. Like, it got kind of bad. So I have to behave now that I'm 55. So I still can't drive 55. Let's start with this article here, BlackRock. We might as well start with the biggest of the big financial companies in the entire world. All right. BlackRock. Here's this article. BlackRock with 5 other companies. They account for 88% of all the tokenized treasury issuance. Ladies and gentlemen, about 5 companies control all the crypto tokenization for treasuries. 5, pretty much. New data from real world assets. So what we're talking about is this. When you take real world assets and put them into a crypto form, it's better than Bitcoin, because what backs Bitcoin? Nothing. Why are people spending up to $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 for Bitcoin? I have no fucking idea. You'd have to be dumb as shit to do something like that, okay? Now, I'm not a fan of BlackRock. Larry Fink, I think, is a Fink. And all these fucking rich people. But I'll tell you what, I'd buy into the Biddle fund if they let me, rather than Bitcoin, because it's treasuries. Like, I wouldn't buy into a BlackRock Bitcoin fund, no. But if it's Biddle and it's United States treasuries or treasury notes or bonds or whatever the fuck that shit is, I'd buy into that over Bitcoin any day. Why not? I mean, tokenized crypto, absolutely. Crypto that's backed up. That's why these companies are getting into this right here. Now, in the article, in the first, second, third paragraph, we're going to go over this. I'm going to show you who is behind BlackRock and Biddle. I'm going to show you what cryptos, if you're brand new, you need to get, okay? And I'll take a break here in a minute and snort a couple lines of Coke and then get back to it. Talks about Franklin Templeton. Do not forget Franklin Templeton. They are stellar partners. We're going to get into that. We've got about 3 cryptos we're going to discuss right here. 4, 5 cryptos or so. I want to just drop some names at first so you remember them, because this is massive right here. You got BlackRock and 5 other companies controlling almost all of the tokenized treasury market. And it's not Bitcoin, it's not Ethereum, it's nobody else. No, nobody else. There's only certain cryptos. But Crypto Hulk, the prices aren't going up right now. You know what? You are going to look back and be like, wow, sometimes when stuff happens to us, we don't understand. It takes, maybe we got to go up really high and look down. Maybe we have to wait a year or two. Sometimes when shit happens to us that we don't like, sometimes it's for our best. And right now, I know that these cryptos are cheap, but you know what? I'm accumulating because I didn't before. And then before I got with Caleb and Brown, I had all the crypto I thought I was going to want. Then I got another chance. Sounds like I'm in an AA meeting or something. Until I found my higher power. But no, seriously, if you went through AA, that's cool. I just couldn't do AA. I said, fuck it, I'll just do it on my own. Because I'm my own higher. Well, I just can't go to a meeting and say, hi, my name's Crypto Hulk. I'm an alcoholic. I mean, was it 10 years ago? I went to a couple of these meetings and I'm like, I'm not an alcoholic. I heard these stories from these other people. I'm like, holy fuck, these people need help. I'm like nothing like that. So anyhow, I don't know why you guys are trying to get me to discuss that. So when we talk about BlackRock here and 5 other companies, I'm going to show you which cryptos these are. Okay. Now we get into here. BNY Mellon is all mixed up in this. Let me show you this right here. Copy and paste. All right. BlackRock, this is an article from 2024, February. So a year and 2 months ago, this article came out. BlackRock strengthens ETF and it diversifies. Look in the second line here. It talks about post-trade custodians of the BlackRock ETF. It's BNY Mellon. That's one of them, okay? BlackRock just doesn't use BNY Mellon only. Now, just so you know, BNY Mellon is a partner of Fireblocks. The sponsor, I'm an affiliate of Caleb and Brown, a crypto brokerage out of Australia, and I heard they're going to have they're working on having a Florida United States office, but with Caleb and Brown, they use Fireblocks for custody, and so does BNY Mellon. And, well, looks like here, so does BlackRock. Got it? Okay, so that's really fucking huge. So there's your connection there. Now, just so you know, Ripple and BNY Mellon are partners. Now, BNY Mellon utilizes Fireblocks and Ripple Custody, which came from Medico, which came from a Swiss company, which was owned by a German company. I'm going to leave that one alone due to the R family, okay? Salvador Ramirez, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. You got Ripple and BNY Mellon, they're partners. So there you go. You have that right there. Now, if we look at Google and we go to Google AI, if you type this up on Google AI, you type in BNY Mellon, put a space, and then hit a plus sign, and then put a space, and you write Ripple Custody. This is what pops up. BNY Mellon and Ripple are both involved in the crypto custody space, but with different strategies. BNY Mellon is a major global financial institution, and of course, Ripple is a fintech company. Okay, but they have a partnership together, and they both have custody. Ripple has, it's what they now call Ripple Custody. It used to be called Medico, and BNY Mellon, I know, uses some of that. And then BNY, just like I got a Ledger and Caleb and Brown. So BNY Mellon has Ripple, and it's got Fireblocks and probably, oh shit, some other ones as well. Anchorage, BNY Mellon and BlackRock probably have Anchorage for custody as well. And I'm sure, okay, so let's move on. So there's that. You've got BNY Mellon and it shows that they're using Ripple and their partners. Okay. Now, also, here's the evidence for those of you. You've got BNY Mellon. That's America's oldest bank from around 1780s. Okay. Now, this article right here shows you BNY Mellon invests in cryptocurrency storage firm Fireblocks. So Caleb and Brown, the sponsor to my show, they have something called Fireblocks they use to put your crypto in to protect it. Right here, BNY Mellon does the same thing with Fireblocks. They're invested in the company, and I know they got some crypto put in there too, obviously. They're not going to be like, oh, we'll invest in it, but we won't put any crypto there. No, that's not the case. So there's your evidence for that. BNY Mellon is the world's largest custodian bank Fireblocks partner. Look, they're not buying the little ledger devices, okay? BNY Mellon is not using the little hardware wallets, okay? Not gonna happen. You ever hear anybody talking now about like, not your keys, not your crypto? Remember that? For all those years, all those dumbasses, you wouldn't hear me saying that. But you hear everybody else, oh, whoa, not your keys. They aren't saying that anymore, are they? No, not since the quantum computer's coming out in the next 5 or 10 years. They'll wipe out every single hardware wallet out there. Now, that's where you get HBAR crypto because they're going to work with Seals Q and hopefully stop quantum attacks. But not your keys. I don't hear none of those dumb shits saying that anymore. They used to get out of my channel. So ever since I got with Caleb Brown, these dumb shits go on there. Not your keys, not your crypto. Crypto Hulk's wrong. I'm like, wow, go suck a dick. Get off my channel, dude. Fucking asshat. Standard Chartered Zodia Custody is working with Securitize and BlackRock. Okay, so we're talking originally about BlackRock and 5 other companies control the market on tokenization of treasury. Okay. Here you have BlackRock again. Securitize helps BlackRock do this, but Standard Chartered is a custody company with crypto, but they're using Medico from Ripple. Now, all this, and it comes into BIDL, B-U-I-D-L. That is the BlackRock company. Now, let's get into another token, Ondo, O-N-D-O. Ondo is helping all this stuff happen. Here's a copy paste for that. Ondo started off about a year ago with BlackRock for BIDL. Look down below the picture. Talks about BUIDL. This is BlackRock's fund. Ondo is a crypto you can buy. The BIDL is a fund you can invest in. Okay. Now, Ondo can't quite do this job by itself. So it hires another crypto called Axelar, and Axelar acts like a bridge, and it helps Ondo do what it does. That keeps BlackRock happy. Well, Axelar needs a little bit of help, and that's why it's a Ripple partner helping Ondo help BlackRock. See where all this starts coming in? So now we've talked about 3 cryptos already. Ondo, Axelar, XRP. Now let's talk about a 4th crypto. In the original article I showed you with BlackRock and 5 other crypto companies, they control pretty much that whole market. But we have another crypto that's jumping in this game. The article also talked about Franklin Templeton. And what they got going on at Franklin Templeton, they're using Stellar. That's XLM. That's the 4th crypto you should seriously consider. Look in the first paragraph of this article right here. In the first paragraph, it talks about it. Franklin Templeton currently utilizes the what? Stellar blockchain. There you go. Now, Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Stellar Development Foundations is noted in the third paragraph. So if you got Stellar in the fourth and fifth paragraph, Stellar is a crypto you need to get according to this. Circle, if you're brand new, you've heard of the cryptocurrency called Circle. It runs on Stellar and some other cryptos, which are useless. Stellar is massive. So that's the XLM crypto. Now, what makes Stellar better than all the other cryptos that Circle runs on is Stellar has something called Ultra Stellar, and they have a bridge called All Bridge. None of the other cryptos that run on Stellar have this. That's why Stellar will, I think, in my opinion, be the one that lasts all the way to the end. All Bridge launches Stellar Network to Ethereum, Solana, Celo, and Polygon. So that's that whole bridge that Stellar has, and that's why it's the best crypto that Circle runs on. So that's the end of the BlackRock article. Let me look at some comments, and we'll go to the next article. Now, you can buy all those cryptos at Caleb & Brown, which is my sponsor. Caleb & Brown has institutional custody. It's basically you get your hardware wallet, break it up into 4 parts. That's what they did. Fireblocks has 1,800 global banks and financial institutions. They're using institutional custody for BlackRock. They're helping BlackRock, BNY Mellon, and the top companies in the world. Sony Pictures, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to buy any of those cryptos, here's my link right here. You can also find my link at the beginning of every top chat and at the bottom left corner of every single show or short video that I make. Let's go to the next article. An Ethereum founder wants to start working with Ripple and Chainlink. That's the next article. Here's the title. Cardano founder confirms XRP integration, frustrated by Chainlink delays. Now, Charles Hoskinson is one of the original Ethereum founders. Here's the names of the original founders. Vitalik Buterin is a founder of Ethereum. Charles Hoskins is a founder. Anthony DiLorio is a founder. Mihai Alsi is a founder. Gavin Wood is a founder. Joseph Lubin is a founder. Jeremy Wilk is a founder. Amir Chetrit is a founder. And there you go. Those are all the founders of Ethereum. There's a lot of them. Now, what do we got here? Charles Hoskinson has like a podcast or something that he does. And under the closing minutes of a wide-ranging Ask Me Anything session on Wednesday to give the community a granular look at 2 long-running alliance talks that have often generated more speculation. He's talking about Cardano is interested in Ripple, XRP, and Chainlink. Okay. Now we know that Chainlink is already a Ripple partner. HBAR is a Ripple partner. And Algorand is a Ripple partner. Charles Hoskin wants in on this, okay? Hoskinson responding to a viewer. A viewer asked, Charles, are partnerships of Ripple and Chainlink still being discussed? He said, Ripple, yes. Chainlink, we're working hard on that. So it looks like Chainlink really is not wanting to work with Cardano. XRP integration makes progress, says. On Ripple, Hoskins sounded decidedly upbeat, describing a concrete roadmap that reaches from the native wallet support to token distribution and a new role for Ripple's forthcoming RLUSD stablecoin. He confirmed that we're going to add XRP support for LACE, LACE. So if you're an XRP user, you can hold your XRP in the LACE wallet. I'm cool with that. No way. Referring to IOG flagship wallet launched last year. He went further, noting that XRP is going to be part of the midnight airdrop. Don't do airdrops, everybody. Don't get mixed up in that dumb shit. The privacy-focused sidechain announced by Input Output Global. Even the stablecoin is on the table. We're in talks with Ripple Labs, so I mean, that's good as it gets, he said, hinting that Cardano infrastructure might natively support Ripple's fiat-pegged asset. Now, Hoskinson attributed the new momentum partly to personal rapport inside Ripple technical brain trust. David Schwartz just invited me to speak at one of their conferences, and we're on very good terms. The founder also revealed that the Flare network, oh shit, Flare, it's another crypto you can buy on Caleb Brown. I got more Flare than any other crypto. Yeah, I think Flare is my highest. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. That's FLR. Go on to Caleb and Brown, sign up through them, get Flare there. That's the biggest crypto I got. People want to come to Cardano, and it's like a penny, 1.5 pennies for Flare. When it's going to take off when DeFi takes off. That's last, okay? So you got time to get it. It's not going up tomorrow. You're not rich tomorrow. DeFi is last. You got stable coins first, all the crypto rules and all this stuff, and then DeFi comes at the end, okay? Because that takes you right into Web3. So DeFi is the last thing. You won't be rich tomorrow. He's talking, about Chainlink. It's really tough. They're not really trying to work with Cardano. So that's kind of like what I got from that article. Here's your article right here. Ripple partners with Chainlink. Let me do a copy and a paste on that. Ondo or Cardano? Ondo. What do you guys think? Ondo or Cardano? We're kind of going off subject a little bit. I'm taking a short break. Both. Me, cool cat. I mean, I would do both. But if someone were to say, no, Crypto Hulk, you can only pick one or the other, I'd go with Ondo. Because I'd be like, okay, Ondo's hooked up with who? BlackRock, the biggest financial company in the world. Now, who's the biggest Cardano's hooked up with? Somebody tell me. Who is the biggest? Somebody who's a Cardano fan, and I'm not hating. I'm just talking facts. Don't get butthurt. Who is Cardano hooked up with? The biggest company you could think of. Somebody let me know. Joshua says, I don't know. They're not hooked up with Ripple. They're not hooked up with XRP. So it appears nobody. It appears the answer is nobody. Ethereum. Wow, that's sad. Okay, so the answer is, if someone's going to ask, I mean, maybe Cardano has a secret partner. I don't know. If you were to ask me, Crypto Hulk, I got $1,000, and should I get Cardano or Ondo? I'd say put 1,000 into Ondo without hesitation. Why? Because we've already talked about Ondo so much. It's like, fuck, dude. Ondo is right at the very top. You can't get any higher. Well, I can get higher before a show, maybe after the show, and that's the show. But besides that, not getting as high as Crypto. But I know some of you out there can get way higher than me because I do rookie numbers. Look, you got Ondo at the very, very top. You can't get any higher than that. Cardano, it's not hooked up. No. And that's for show. Cardano's big partner. They're not partners with Ripple. They want to be. So Chainlink is partners with Ripple. So is Hedera and Algorand. Now, I'm looking at a 2014 Ethereum homepage. And what I'm looking at is Charles Hoskins, and they call him founder, Founder. He is one of the founders, okay, of Ethereum. That article's over, and let me take a quick look at the top chat, and we'll go to the next article. All is one. Thank you very much. Crypto Hulk, thank you. What do you think about ZBCN at 0.001? Well, we talked about Zebek already. I mean, it's super cheap. I mean, probably for $100, you can get what, 20, 30,000 of them or something. $500 got a lot. Zebek has a big upside. Hulk, have you taught your pet chimp Zoltar to do lines with you? Shots at least. Oh my God. If Zebek goes to 5 cents, you'll need 20 million just to make $1 million. Buy Zebek. Here's Scrim de la Creme. Buy Zebek on Caleb and Brown for $500 and get over 300,000. Shit, I'm writing that down. I got my little list right here. Give me a minute. Okay. So far, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cryptos on my radar. I get my allowance. I get my crypto allowance around the 1st or 2nd of May. So I got to figure out which cryptos I'm going to buy. Henry Brown. Let's see what good old Henry Brown has to say. No, $100 only gets you the crypto and not access to OnlyFans. You need to spend more if you custom ice bath videos. Oh my God, I'm the biggest liar. Oh my God, that dude is something else. I'm looking at ice baths. Okay, let me show you. I'm still doing research and I'm looking around. I'm gonna have to probably buy it over the period of like a 6 month or whatever, because this one is really good. It's called RevX. And it's 2,200. It'll get the water down to 34 degrees. Oh, Now it's got a 2 horsepower chiller. That's fucking amazing. These other cryptos that are around $500-600, they have a half of a horsepower. This one's got 2 horsepower, so it's 4 times as powerful. I can buy it over time, and it's showing up at 2,200. So RevX is one. Where's the other one? I'm taking a short little distraction break here. Oh, here's another one. It's on Amazon. You can get a 3-year warranty for $100, and this sucker is 1 horsepower. I think it goes up to 1.5. So I can find it. Here it is right here. It's this one is the one I'm looking at. Okay, welcome back to Crypto Hulk Show. Looks like YouTube shut the program off at 45 minutes. I had to get back on. We got Henry Brown gave 5 people memberships. Dream3R, Mark Mark L got a membership by Henry Brown. 1970 Hodl and Richard Cintrone got membership. All those people got memberships by Henry Brown. We got one last one. Ricardo Romo was gifted a membership by Henry Brown. But wait a second. Henry Brown showed up. A tax-free donation to Crypto Hulk and community to send support, respect, appreciation to y'all. And that's faux show. Awesome. Yeah, the screen froze up. So the other one is on Amazon. If you want to see it, let's see. It's hard to read. Oh, wait, there I could blow it up. I don't know if I'm going to buy it because there's the brand. It's GRAT. It's a 1 horsepower. I think they say they have 1 to 1.5 horsepowers. But it looks pretty good. Like it's a... This says it goes to 35 degrees, 35.6. GRAT. So I don't know. I'm looking at a couple different ones. This one on Amazon, not too many people have bought it. So that's kind of like a concern. 1 person bought it. So that's going to be a no-go. I'm probably going with the RevX, but I'm not sure. I'm still in the research phase, still looking around. Mark Garcia says 2 horsepower pulls less amperage and is cheaper to operate. I'm probably going to go with the more expensive one, the RevX, because it seems like a way better company. And a big motor like that, 2 horsepower, like, yeah, it should be very efficient, last me forever. So then I can go back to cold plunging again. I got to. I don't feel right. When I cold plunge, I just feel great every fucking day. Like, now I'm starting to feel like 55, let me tell you. Like, not cool. All right, next article here, Standard Chartered. Okay, I want to show you something right now. These banks, like these people know what's up. I'm going to show you this. They are all coming together. I have never, in the whole 5 years I've been in crypto, seen so many banks taking over small fintechs or some small fintechs that are rich, buying a payments company. Like, all this shit's going on. That's how I know something's going to happen, got to this year, with regulations at least. Like, I still see it. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I'm thinking maybe fall or something, maybe. Like, I think the powers that be, the regulators, are going to give this crypto space, like, what do I want to say, 6 months or a year to get all ready to go. And then the regulations come out. Like, I don't know. Like, from what all I know, I don't know time frames, but all I can see is that there's a lot of companies hooking up, and it's different types of companies. It's a payment company that links up with a fintech, or it's a bank that gets into a fintech company. These are what I'm seeing, okay? Now, there's also cryptos that are going to be used in this. So let's start with this. Joshua Joseph says, banks will custody and sell crypto. This is what I'm seeing happen. Here's this article here. Standard Chartered becomes the first bank to join the Temenos Partner Program. Now, let's stop for this for a minute. Standard Chartered has been a Ripple partner for 10 years, okay? All right. Temenos is a Ripple partner as well. Very interesting, huh? Yes, it is. The crypto used, we know, is going to be XRP, okay? Standard Chartered has embedded its foreign exchange API service on the Temenos exchange ecosystem, becoming the first bank to join the core banking vendors partner program. Through the integration, financial institutions on the Temenos platform will benefit from a faster go-to-market in accessing Standard Chartered's extensive currencies offering, allowing them to price service across 130 currencies and 5,000 currency pairs. The integration releases the strain on in-house technology resources, which is considered beneficial for retail banks, wealth managers, and payment providers handling low-value or high-volume transactions that sit outside their treasury function. Additionally, when combined with Temenos Payment Hub, the integration will allow financial institutions to consolidate the Standard Chartered aggregated liquidity engine scale with other domestic and international payment rails on a single platform, connecting multiple payment sources, channels, clearing networks, and distribution services. Standard Chartered says, we are delighted to partner with Temenos to expand the reach of scale to even more financial institutions. What we have here is you have a bank, Standard Chartered, who has something called Zodia Custody, which is crypto, but then they link up. So Standard Chartered partners with Ripple. Ripple's a software company, and Temenos is not a bank, from what I understand. There's some kind of a financial institution, but they have a platform that Temenos desperately needs. This is what we're seeing right here. I think it was talking about lower value payments and more scale. So Temenos is bringing a faster scale and a variety of services to Standard Chartered. So Standard Chartered's the big bank, and it needs the smaller fintech type company, okay? Now, we all know that Standard Chartered's a Ripple partner. And here's the article for that. This article reads, Standard Chartered completes strategic investment in Ripple 2016. Now, remember, Ripple can't do everything, all right? So someone might ask, well, Why is Standard Chartered working with Temenos? They're already Ripple partners because Temenos has a niche that it knows really good, and Standard Chartered, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, can just work with them and get it done. It's faster and cheaper, okay? Like if I want to buy a car, should I go to mechanic school, learn how to build, or engineering school, all this shit? And it's just easier for me to go buy a car, okay? So that's the same thing. Here's an article showing you how Standard Chartered has Zodia Custody, which is crypto custody, and it's a Ripple partner. We all know that Ripple, which is the XRP crypto, if you're new, Ripple is a software company. They utilize something called the XRP ledger, which is open source, which everybody could use and build on. Ripple, back in 2016, becomes partners with Standard Chartered, and now Standard Chartered has what they call Zodia Custody. So it's crypto custody, and it joins Ripple-owned Medico. Now, Ripple has something now called Ripple Custody, but what was it called before? Medico. It's a Swiss company that was owned by a German bank, and it is attached to the R family, which I'm not getting into. Now, if you go to Google AI and you type this, if you go to Google AI, you type in BNY Mellon, put a plus sign, and then write Zodia Custody. AI answers you, and it comes up with this answer. BNY Mellon and Zodia Custody have a relationship where BNY Mellon has hired key personnel from Zodia Custody, including the CEO. Okay, so what do we got here? You got BNY Mellon's a Ripple partner, but they're also partners. BNY Mellon's a Ripple partner, but then BNY Mellon also hired a bunch of people at Zodia Custody. Well, Zodia Custody is from Standard Chartered Bank, also a Ripple partner. See, look, you're seeing all these Ripple partners kind of clicking up, right? Because they do different things. So just because a bank is a Ripple partner doesn't mean they have everything all done. Remember, Ripple can't do everything. The XRP ledger cannot do everything. So that's where a Temenos comes in. That's where a Zodia Custody comes in, or whatever. Maybe there's a business and it doesn't want to partner with Ripple. Maybe it wants its own people to build on the XRP ledger themselves. And then there's companies that are like BNY Mellon goes and works with Zodia Custody, and they hire a bunch of people. BNY Mellon hires a bunch of people from Zodia, which is Standard Chartered, which is a Ripple partner. So BNY Mellon's already a Ripple partner, but you see, Standard Chartered brings something to the table that BNY Mellon doesn't have. That's the whole point. So what we're seeing now is a crazy amount of these companies hooking up. Like, I've never seen this before. Like, it's like every fucking day, this bank is buying that fintech. So here we've got BNY Mellon is the world's largest custodial bank. There's Standard Chartered Bank, but then Standard Chartered has a fintech division. That's where BNY Mellon is joining the Zodia Custody fintech division, but technically they're hiring people, so they're not really joining them, they're just hiring the people. But in a way, they are joining because they're using the same technology. It gets a little confusing, but that's what the fuck's going on. Now, we know that Temenos is a Ripple partner because here's your evidence for that. Ripple friendly Temenos, right there. That article was 2021, picked by Societe Generale Group to modernize the major bank in the Czech Republic. Okay. Here's your evidence right here that BNY Mellon is a Ripple partner. And this article says here, Ripple and BNY Mellon partner to revolutionize the asset tokenization in finance. That is the end of that particular group of articles. Let me look at the top chat and see if I can look at some questions here. Oh my God. Whoa. Pizza Shark 69. That's a shocker right there. I thought that guy was about making pizzas or something. Good heavens. That is, thank you very much for that tax. That's a tax-free donation. Holy shit. Man alive. Thank you very much. That's, I really, it's hard to comment about that one because that's a pretty good size donation there. Good God. That is my XRP Las Vegas trip, a portion of my trip. So if you guys are going, look, I'm going, but I'm not really trying to go into the XR, listen to all that convention shit. I'm going for Caleb and Brown, and I'm going to see my fans that want to show up. I'd love to meet all of you that show up. And, but I'm not going to really be in that conference because look, all I'm going to do is ask a question about Ripple Russia and Z payment January 9th, and they're going to end up kicking me out of that fucking thing. I already know. Okay. They can't answer the truth. They're not going to know. And then I can talk about Ripple Israel. They're going to end up just kicking me out. All right. I already know how that goes. Pull in Alex Jones and do some vigilante journalism. Scram de la Creme says, doesn't sound like Hulk is going out for beers with Garlinghouse and Schwartz. Oh my God, look, Garlinghouse and Schwartz are working for the government. I'm not painting them as bad guys, okay? It's just, they work for the guy. Everybody at Ripple's under non-disclosure. Ripple is a government contractor. I showed you that. Nobody else did. Somebody sent me information. I didn't discover it on my own. One of my fans said, hey, Crypto Hulk, look at this. And I looked at the website of Ripple. They said, do this and go down to the. So I looked and it said, we are a contractor, subcontractor for the United States government or defense, whatever it was. I announced it on my show. The next day, Ripple took that off the website. I was like, oh, damn, they left it on there for like 10 years. Nobody noticed it. I'm like, wow. So look, David Schwartz and Brad Garlinghouse are under a non-disclosure agreement. They work for the government. Ripple, the whole thing's a fucking government project and psychological operation. So is XDC, all the shit is. So that's why I'm not going. I mean, into the conference and just. But I'm going to meet who, if you guys show up, then you be like, hi, I'm Stu Lavelle, because that's his name. And then we got OG Sega Steve. Like, I'm going to figure out who, like Danny Boy, if he shows up, I'll know that name, Danny Boy, Scrim de la Creme. So whatever, it'll be kind of fun to see the screen name and then meet the person. That'll be cool. Oh, shit. Chris Sharp says, what are you going to do if you show up with Caleb Brown and have to stand next to Digital Asshat? I'd pay to see that. Oh, my God. Man, I'm not trying to start nothing with these dumb shits, okay? It's like, I don't need to. I already know I'm right. You guys are right because we got the best information. So it's kind of like I got nothing to prove because we have the facts on our side. We've got research on our side. These other people don't research. They're so lazy as fuck, okay? They got zero work ethic. They don't come up with nothing like we do. Today I was just showing you from the 2014 Ethereum website. I mean, it shows Charles Hoskinson as a founder. I can show way more. It's just, look, I already know I have all the evidence, so I don't need to prove nothing to anybody. I know I got the best channel, so. All right. Oh, shit, we're at the 1 hour mark. Okay. That will be, oh, it's a good one. Okay. I got one article. Stu Lavelle says, my alias is Stuart Lavelle. Okay. I think that'll be the end. Just bring the ice bath in the lobby. Oh my God. All right. I think that'll wrap it up. What time is it? 6:00 p.m. I got one article. It's a really good article. It's massive. I'll have to save that for tomorrow. Currently, right now, I don't know if I'm going to have an AM show. So I'm going to look for some news. And like normal, if you don't see like 2 hours from now or 2.5, if I don't have a show posted by 8:30 p.m. Pacific, I won't have a show at 7 a.m. tomorrow. So I got one article. I need to have at least 3 more. I got to have 4 to do a show. So I'm going to do some looking around. So I'll definitely have a PM show tomorrow at 5 p.m. So tomorrow morning, it's 50-50. I don't know. Leo, thank you very much. Tax-free donation. I will see you there, Hulk. Okay, cool. I haven't got the tickets yet. I don't know where I'm going to stay. The news just said the MGM is getting rid, like firing a lot of people working there. So I don't think I'm going to stay at the MGM. They're like literally firing thousands of people. So I don't know if you can't get room service or whatever. So I'm probably not going to stay at the MGM. I'm going to wait to see what happens. And plus, I think room prices are going to dump in the next month. And welcome back to Crypto Hulk Show. They cut off the show. YouTube did. So I just got back on. So somebody's staying at an Airbnb in Henderson. Yeah, I want to stay at a casino hotel. I'll figure out which one. I don't know. I know over the next, I'll probably order my tickets in like 2 weeks from now. And I can kind of see the economy kind of dumping with the hotels. So I think I'll get a better rate 2 weeks from today. As far as air travel and hotel, I think they're going to get desperate in about 2 weeks from now and start dumping prices. I could be wrong, but whatever. But I don't know where I'm going to stay. I have no idea. Let me just look through the comments here real quick. The Aria is nice. Cosmopolitan. You know what's a nice one is the Bellagio. No, not Bellagio. I forgot the name of the one. So, yeah, I'll get back to you guys. I'm not telling you where I'm going to stay, but Venetian. Yeah, that place was awesome. I stayed there last time. One of my friends took care of the whole bill. It was the room. I showed you guys the room. It was nice. Venetian was way cool. I might just do that. I don't know. Ubers are not that expensive. So, okay. I'll see y'all tomorrow at some point. I got to get the word. Venetian is plush. Yeah, I like the Venetian. It was actually really cool. Palazzo, I didn't really go in there. Venetian, the Venetian. I like the Venetian. I'm going to the Venetian. All right, I got to go. I will see you guys definitely tomorrow. I just don't know what time. Adios.